Alright, my friends, we are back and welcome to episode 15 here on the Lucid SMP. Today, we're going to continue on with what we've been doing, working on our mega game, of course. But if you look below me, I've been doing some resource gathering. I needed more netherrack because we're building the nether zone, so that's useful. And I found this. Awesome. Silverfish head. Always fun. Yeah, and got some more dirt, got some more grass, got some sand because we've been hard at work. So we're jumping in and look at what we've got here. Our lake is starting to take shape. So we're going to continue working on this and building the bottom bowl of this. And I have a very good idea of what we're going to do in this area. So I'm working on getting all the materials that we're going to need for that. So this will be a mossy zone. We'll cover all of this stone here with moss, and then we'll surround it with azalea, and then we'll go ahead and fill in the bowl. I needed more stone, so I took some time at the stone generator and got all of these shulker boxes full, so that should hopefully get us going. And then over here in zone 2, you can see we're making progress as well. We've got basically the design idea, the concept of what we're looking for, and yes, technically somebody could come over here and like jump out of bounds, that sort of thing, but it's in the rules not to do that, and I may build up these leaves a little bit higher, or like just put, taller trees or whatever, but that's something we have to work out. But I think this is going to look really cool. Let me actually go into the camera mode instead of just flying around and shooting rockets off like crazy. Yeah, but I think this is going to work out great. We're going to have a bridge coming from there to here, and then a bridge connecting them, a bridge over here, and then these two larger buildings in the back we can put some mini games in. Is the idea. We've got a couple mini games that are going to go in this area, and then we can use the inside of this space for some secrets as well, and we've got the inside of both of these spaces for secrets as well, which is awesome. So this zone's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad it's going to fit in the space that we had, and now we know kind of where we can put the dungeon around it. So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, we're making really good progress here. I'm probably going to work on the foundation of the lake before getting back to this, just in case Stay Considerate does get back and wants to help. This is, all the houses still need to be built and decorated and all that. So there's still a lot to be done there. So yeah, that's what I've done off camera. So what we're going to do is take these shulker boxes of stone, start building out the bottom of the bowl here of the lake, and I will check in with you kind of once I have a shape going here and everything starts to, look kind of like a lake. So I will see you in just a few minutes. Also, I forgot to mention that I had requested on our Discord for some obsidian, because we're going to need that to make our TNT doors. And Onyx came through. He dropped this awesome little thing off here. It's such a cool wandering trader thing with the armor trims and stuff. It looks awesome. And he brought us a shulker box full of obsidian. I've dropped off a shulker box of bone meal for him, or not bone meal, bone blocks for him over at his base. So yeah, thank you, Onyx, for helping us out with this. That's going to be super useful. All right, my friends, we are back, and we have made some progress here on our lake, and I think it's looking really nice. So we've covered the whole thing on the top in moss, and we'll have some sections of moss coming down once we get to the decorating phase. But we've got ourselves a lake, and it does go pretty deep down here. And somewhere down here, I haven't decided yet, is going to be the entrance to the water temple. But I think we are going to call this place Stone Lake, because the entire lake is made out of stone, and I don't plan on changing that, so I think Stone Lake is a pretty fitting name for it. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get our fishing hut set up here. That's why we left this space here. Throw a couple secrets around this area, get it covered in azalea trees, and go ahead and move on from there. So I'll start working on that in the background. But something else that I want to do today is, because now we have this obsidian, we can go ahead and start designing our TNT doors. So I want to hop into a creative mode, which is, I know, something that we never do on this channel, because I am 100% survival. Very, very rarely do I ever do anything in creative, and if it is, it's usually something redstone related, just because it's easier to get it figured out. So let's hop over to my Lucid SMP testing world, which you will see is very, very empty and bare, and we will design ourselves a regenerative basalt blast door. Alright, we are here in my Lucid creative testing world, and as you can see, there's not a lot here. There is two things. The first thing was our starter base. I wanted to get an idea of how I was planning on building it, so this is kind of how I set that up. And the second thing is a game that we are potentially putting into one of the into the forest temple. So the idea is you would have to hoe these, and you would have to push all these, and you can see the blocks are switching, right? So the idea is these blocks would pop out and give you a bridge to run across. So I pretty much have that designed. I haven't fully finished it out, but I usually don't. I have the idea, the concept works, so that's basically all I'm going to do. And apparently I have something way over here too. That's just a village. Yeah. Okay, so let's start looking at a TNT blast door. So what we need is blue ice. So let's get ourselves a building block. I always like to use gold. I don't know why, but that just tends to be my standard building block when I'm working on stuff in creative. So we know that if you have soul sand here, and if you have, let's just put this as a barrier for now. We'll go ahead and put block here. And I believe what we need to do is take the blue ice, put it here. Let's go ahead and close that one off. Put another soul sand here. Close this bottom one off just to be safe. And then if we put the lava in here, let me actually cover the bottom so it doesn't spill everywhere. This should then create basalt, which it does. So what we need to figure out from this is it possible for us to piston out this basalt some way, shape, or form? I think we could probably do a short one of these and push them out to the side. That'd be pretty easy. What I want to know is if this blue ice, that's actually not going to help. But if the blue ice is here, does this still generate basalt? Okay, it does. But I still don't know. I could potentially, if I took a sticky piston and pulled it up and then pushed it out, that might be the way to go. So if I have, let's say, a sticky piston here and then a lever, I don't need a dropper, and then I do this, pull it up, that'll generate a new basalt, and now I can push it out any which way. I think that's going to be perfect. So let me go ahead and work on that. What I think I'll do is I'll push it this way and then push it up. And that's going to be the plan, so that it'll create a vertical door. So let me work on that. I will come back to you once we have a more fleshed out design. Alright, my friends, we are back and we have ourselves a working door. Let me go ahead and clear some of this out so you can get an idea of what we have going on here. But I think this is going to work. It's not a perfect system. It will have to be manually reset, but I like the idea of that, because then if somebody blasts through a door, then it stays open for the rest of the game so they know which ones they've gone through and they're not wasting time trying to redo it. So then I'll come back through, hit the button a couple of times and reset the door, and we'll be all set. So that's, I think, a pretty good system. But basically what we have going on here is pretty much exactly what we talked about. We've got the generator right there, and then a line of pistons pulling up here, line of pistons pushing there, and then a line of pistons pushing up, which gives us this nice, beautiful basalt door. This one does lag a little bit behind because it's against the observer, but it'll always catch up every single time. It'll be a nice, even door. And then now we have this set up, and once they blast the door, you know, they'll be up on this level, so this will be down below the system, right? And then we'll have, you know, obsidian on the floor sort of thing. It'll look kind of like this, and then we'll put obsidian around it to go ahead and protect anything else we might have in the area. But this is exactly what I was thinking when I was thinking like a basalt blast door. We'll do something exactly like this. Let me get some TNT. No. TNT, perfect. And I will also need flint and steel. Awesome. But the idea is the player would then say, oh, cool, a secret door. Let me come blow this up. Then it blows up, and then it's open, and then they can come in here and find whatever secret treasures or loot is in here, not having harmed anything around it. I'll probably make this much wider just to make sure that if they like place TNT here, it can't damage anything sort of thing. But that's the idea, and I think it works pretty good. And then now they've blasted the door, they've gone through, they've got the secret, and all I have to do is come over here and push this button a couple of times, and it will go ahead and restart the system. I can also go ahead and just break that one, and then it'll restart the system until this column is done, and then it'll just fill in the entire door, and then we're all set to go for the next round. So I think that's a perfect design. This is why we needed a bunch of obsidian. So let's do a little bit of testing on what like the blast radius is. Let's go ahead and put that like that, and we have some soul soil here. That's fine, that'll work. I'm guessing I need to do this a few more layers wide, but we'll start with this and see if anything blows up if I go ahead and just put this right center. Oh, nothing blew up. None of this blew up. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see if we put it here. Does any of this blow up? Okay, that's awesome. So I think we now know kind of how much obsidian we were potentially going to need, because we can take a count to see how many of these doors we're planning on making, and then get a count of our obsidian, because I think this is kind of the ideal setup. It looks like we can cover some of this in like carpets and stuff and try and hide it a little bit more once it's actually in space, and just know that we'll have to, you know, kind of reset the look of that every time. But I'm very happy with the way this turned out. It's pretty compact, it's a pretty small little system, and it does the job very, very well. So great, let's go ahead and get back over to the Lucid server. All right, my friends, we are back, and Stone Lake is looking better than ever. We've got our azalea trees all in on the outside, and we have made the first foundational step towards getting the waterfall in place. So it's not perfect yet, of course. We just kind of got the stone in, and we don't even have the river going up here, so I think we need to focus on finishing up the MCH here pretty soon, because I think that'll be a good step. And yeah, but I think it's looking pretty good. Got plenty of space here, plenty of lighting. We can go and cover all that up, and then now we basically need to work on decoration and functionality in here. We've got our foundation set, so we can go ahead and start working on more stuff here, so that's awesome. But yeah, I think our next project probably needs to be finishing up the MCH, getting this portal built, and getting our river in place, and getting the rest of this area done, because once this area is kind of finished up, we're going to be looking like a lot of our foundation is really ready to go, because every zone is getting good foundational work done. Some zones are even complete. So we'll definitely work on the MCH starting now. So let me get some materials together and let's start building. All right, my friends, we are back, and we said we wanted to work on the MCH, and work on the MCH we have. So let's take a look and see what we've got. If we come over here, if we come over here to kind of where we last left off working in this area, we can take a look and see what we've got over here. So over here, this will be a closed door the first time you walk past it, and then you come over here, we're going to add some spruce trees into this area, and then of course some foliage and decorations and all that sort of thing. But we did a mixture of oak and spruce here, and then just spruce along that edge. So that's looking pretty good. We went ahead and raised this sand up over here, added some coarse dirt in, just getting a little bit of height variation, because we do want this platform to start way up here. Then if you look over here, this grass will eventually grow in, but we've got the river in, coarse dirt around it on both sides to make it look like, you know, a little wet soil sitting on the edge there. And then we also built this over here. So there's going to be two ways to get down into the next zone, which zone 7, I believe it is. So basically there will be, you know, you can come down here and go the risky way and jump down the waterfall. I haven't decided yet if that's going to be a way to go or not, or if I'm just going to put something hidden treasure or something down here yet. So that's not 100% certain yet. But I do need to get a way to get up here on top, because that's going to be like the real way. So we need to put some sort of stairs or a ladder or something to get up here. And we've got a nice little mossy zone with the azalea trees going around the sides here. And then we built ourselves a very simple staircase. We'll make this look a lot better. But this is the base of what it's going to be. It'll be basically just a straight down staircase, but we'll make it look as good as possible, because that's going to be the easiest way for me to make sure that it stays immersive I think is the right word. There's going to be places you're going to be able to see outside of the game here, but there's not much I can do about that. But at least you won't be able to like see past this way, and then we'll put some trees along that side. It'll feel really closed in, so that'll be good. And then the last thing that we've been working on, why I have all of this junk in my inventory here, is I figured the best way to fix this problem over here is just go to the top of the other trees, place down some dirt, and place another tree on top. So I've got a line over here on this side. I'm going to do the same for this side. And then other than that, I think we're pretty much set on that in this zone, because I don't think there's any other spots they'd be able to jump over, and I don't think we need to do it around the back. So I'll go ahead and get this put in, and I will see you once we start working on the next project. See you in a second. All right, my friends, we are back, and we are standing outside of this mysterious portal because Jazz just put out a new video, and there is a new build on the server, and I wanted to come check it out. This is the Hall of Records. This build is absolutely amazing. I mean, just look at all of the detail and the lovely color palettes and all of that, and it's just very massive and very cool, and you know, it's such a lovely addition to the server. Got all these excellent greeneries around the outside, the beautiful landscaping. Still very appreciative to be on an awesome server like this. So let's go ahead and go around to the front, and we can head inside, and I can show you the reason that we are here. There's actually a couple of reasons, but first, if you look in here, we can put our player head and stuff down and add some lore, add some, interesting information here. So we'll have to get an armor set that matches ours, because I don't want to give up this one because, I like it. But we'll go ahead and get that done here soon. But then if we keep going, there's lots of really cool stuff. This is going to be a really cool place once it starts to get filled out. If you come over here, there's some like rare item spaces for really cool stuff. There was, I saw Jazz put down this flower here. So if you want to learn about the Shadow Cove, go check out Jazz's video. And if you want to see how this build came together, go check out her video as well. Onyx also helped work on this. There's a wishing well here. This isn't why we're here, but I want to go ahead and make a wish if we can. I wish for fun things to happen all on the server. Okay, sure, that can be our first wish. Here you go. Awesome. Okay, so that's not the reason we're here, but let's keep going. I just kind of wanted to show you the whole build here. I don't know the right way to get upstairs, but if we fly up here, come over here, and you see on the wall something that we're not going to touch or even get very close to. We just want to get close enough to see. It's called the Cursed Elytra. This is the story of the Cursed Elytra, and it kind of explains some of the cursed stuff that's been going on for us on this server. We've, lost our gear in lava multiple times. We lost our gear and got back in time, and then it was gone, and, just a lot of weird stuff. There's also the Lucid SMP origin story. So if anybody wants to read that, here you go. I'll go ahead. I've already read it off camera, but there you go if you want to pause and see all the pages. But what we need to do is pay tribute. And I don't know how much tribute to pay here. So let's go ahead and give a lot of tribute, because we want to make sure that hopefully the curse that we've got will go away, and we don't have to worry about losing our stuff in lava anymore. And, all of our server mates, hopefully we are donating enough here that everybody can feel a little bit comfortable, maybe for a couple days at least. So let's go ahead and make some donations. Oh, Cursed Elytra, take my donations. You're supposed to take it. Take it. Take all of it. Oh, Cursed Elytra, please let us be safe. All right, we are here back in the Hall of Records, and we have done a thing. Let's go take a look. So we've got our sign here, the same that Jazz has hers. But we've done a little something different with the armor stand. I put my head there in the hand and gave it an amethyst, and then we have matching armor trims except for the chest because I don't wear the chest plate. But if you take a look, everything's matching. I made sure to use the same stuff because we want it to look like us. And then we also wrote a book. I went pretty casual with it, but Sir Dandolph. Hey, I'm Dandolph. I like building redstone and making mini and not so many games. I'm a true survivalist who loves to build the unknown. Here's my starter base coordinates, and I'm calling it Mount Motur. We're calling it that because it's modern and it's nature, and it's mushed together, so it's Motur. My starter village, heavy modern inspiration, twisted with nature, a contrast of sharp lines and bold color with curvy, lush nature. The Adventures of Stink, here's the coordinates for that. And our industrial districts, farms, farms, and more farms. An ever-evolving industrial area with automatic farms stacked sky high. Well, they will be eventually. Anyways, there's other projects as well. And then I just have a little fun joke here. There's no point to keep going. Seriously. There's nothing after this page. I warned you. Don't do it. You fool. So yeah, that's what I've got here, and I think it looks great. I think it's a good addition, and I also wanted to take a look around our base and see if we have anything worthy of coming over here yet, but that will be saved for another episode. There's the one item here, but yeah, we'll start digging through all of our collectibles and see if we have anything that has enough history to justify its own book. But with that, my friends, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day for this episode. Once again, lovely build, Jazz. I am so glad that it is now on the server because this is an incredible build. This is awesome. Also, one last thing before we go is there's banners displayed somewhere here, so I want to get some banners made up for all of my areas. I think that'll be really cool. But with that, guys, I will see you in the next episode where we will keep working on the Adventures of Stink, and we will get our nether portal set up and continue getting going. I will see you guys on the next one. Hit the buttons down below, and I have a good one. Stay magical, my friends.